Welcome to Daily Office Devotions. I'm Reggie Kidd, and every Monday through Friday, I offer devotional observations on some portion of that day's readings for morning prayer in the Book of Common Prayer. I'm so very glad to be with you this Tuesday of Proper 28 in year 2 of the daily lectionary. Habakkuk. In wrath may you remember mercy. Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2. In this beautiful third chapter, in a prayer that the prophet Habakkuk sings to Yahweh, he gathers up all his emotion at Israel's desolation. As though writing a psalm, he includes musical instructions at the beginning and at the end. In fact, this chapter begins with the identical superscription, according to Shigionoth, that appears also at the beginning of Psalm 7. The term Selah occurs at the end of verses 3, 9, and 13 of Habakkuk 3. As in the Psalms, it probably, though not certainly, means instrumental interlude. And although the daily office does not include verse 19, this final verse of the entire book of Habakkuk also includes a musical instruction to the leader with stringed instruments. The point? What better time to sing than when you are in your deepest funk? And Habakkuk's song illustrates the amazing transformation that can come when you do. Throughout his song, Habakkuk appeals to Yahweh as the divine warrior he had shown himself to be when he rescued Israel from Egypt. Rehearsing that profound and pivotal moment in his people's history inspires Habakkuk to do three things. First, Habakkuk asks Yahweh, in wrath may you remember mercy. If we sense God's burning anger in what we see going on around us, we can know that in the end, his ire serves his kind, good, and merciful purposes. Second, Habakkuk confesses that he is willing to wait quietly for the day of calamity to come upon the people who attack us. Chapter 3, verse 16. Because ours is the God who says, vengeance is mine, we can hit pause when the temptation arises to strike back at attackers. Third, in the meantime, Habakkuk finds the capacity for praise. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will exult in the God of my salvation. Chapter 3, verse 18. Your musical heart language may be hymns and anthems, or it may be contemporary praise and worship songs. Regardless, I hope you'll take some time to inventory the songs that bring to mind God's great acts in rescuing you, that give you hope for the future, and that move you to love him more and more. I don't know what works for you, but lines like these come readily to mind for me. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. And oh, the deep, deep love of Jesus, vast, unmeasured, boundless, free. James. Casual readers of the New Testament have the impression that James is a shallow behaviorist, merely exhorting, don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. But some of the Bible's most penetrating words about the depths of human psychology come from James. In chapter 3, James meditates poignantly, even poetically, on the profound inner conflict we all experience over the power of the tongue. In the first place, James acknowledges that there is a world of evil within each of us, a world of iniquity set on fire by hell, James chapter 3, verse 6. Know what? It's best just to admit that. Hi, I'm Reggie. My heart is a world of iniquity set on fire by hell. In the second place, the first outlet for that world of iniquity is my speech. I don't know about you, but over the course of my life, there have been too many hurtful words I wish I could take back. In the third place, however, if my speech can be controlled, there's hope for the rest of me as well. That's why your mother and mine taught us to count to 10 before speaking when provoked. That's why James wrote earlier in his letter, quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. The negative, such a small spark, such a large fire, chapter 3, verse 5, can become a positive, such a small compliment, inspiring such great endeavors. I'm sure that all of us bear scars from hurtful words hurled at us, often years and years ago. You were so ugly. What a klutz. Are you really that stupid? I'm also sure that most of us have found energy, direction, and motivation from words of praise. I know a person who became a famous scholar in their field just because when they were very young, they accidentally heard a grown-up tell their parents, "Your kid has no idea how smart they are." For years now, that person has been living up to those words of praise. For James, we don't have to live with the contradiction of praising God and tearing down people. With the tongue, we bless the Lord and Father, and with it we curse those who are made in the likeness of God. James chapter 3, verse 9. That's why he writes what he writes. Like his elder brother, James would have us find the blessedness of an internal integrity and coherence, purity of heart, and singleness of eye. Matthew chapter 5, verse 8, and chapter 6, verses 22 and 23. We can see others through the lens of God's good intentions for them, and our lives, beginning with our words, can be springs of fresh and life-giving water. Who might need a word of encouragement and praise from you today? And be blessed this day.